I never thought I'd live to see home again. I think I know this part. Guess there's no Satoshi or Miss Yu or anyone else, huh? Yeah, because only us have fucking escaped. What do you expect? I think I remember what we can do next. Guess there's... yeah. Venturing out in search of others, you find that even the janitor has likely gone home. The lights are out and the halls are pitch black. Only the red glow of the light next to the fire extinguisher offers any respite from the quaint, quiet darkness of the school hallway. Standing around in the darkened corridors of our school building at 8 in the evening, it just feels so surreal. As the thunder and rain grow in intensity, the windows begin to condensate with moisture, turning white in contrast to the corridor sea of black. ... Is this reality? Was everyone up until now just a dream? Where am I right now, and what am I doing? What? Shinozaki, what's wrong? Running back in the room. That's, when they say you got demons. And then you look at that. What the hell is this? It's not over, is it? Why isn't it over? Why? It's like the grudge. It's always here. Damn it. Yo, what's up? It's you. You gonna talk to me? Talk to me, girl. No. Go back. Don't come any closer. Step in front. Just step in front, boy. Step in front. It was a rainy evening after school, just like this one. Hey, it's you, the one who was missing an eyeball. On the day I was kidnapped, I remember I had a fight with my mom that morning. Why is she telling us this? I have no idea. It's important, just listen. I didn't want to see her face. All that means is that this is an important story moment. Think about it as like a game. Which you never should. It's not like, you know, this is real life, of course. So after school, I decided that instead of going home, I parked myself in the outdoor walkway for a little and watched the rain. And that's what caught her in this. That's when Mr. Yosh, god damn it, I mess up his name all the time. Yoshikazu showed up. He sat down next to me. I told him all about my fight with my mom, and he listened really closely and just kept saying, uh-huh, uh-huh, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. He was sick and couldn't speak much, you see, but he was a very kind man. I really liked him. And this is the man everybody's calling the murderer. But then... You two are nice people. I'm so sorry. She's so tiny, she must be 5th grader. 5th grader? Yuki... Keno, right? Ah. Thank you for what you did back there. For making the effort to help those of us who were killed in that school. Didn't we succeed though? So why are you still here? No, you didn't. But we returned your tongues. We gave you back your ability to speak out. And we even got your murderer to repent for what he did. Is it just that you can't forgive him no matter what? Appeasing us isn't about forgiveness. It doesn't matter if we forgive or not. Repentance is between the criminal and the victim. It's the sole act capable of moving us. And we exist as fragments of the sacred ground upon which Heavenly Host is sealed. I believe that moving us is your best course of action. But it's not enough. His repentance just wasn't enough. So you're saying his words, the words spoken by the doll, weren't good enough to appease you? That's not... ... Huh? So what then? Why do you feel the need to trap one innocent stranger and after another in that godforsaken place? You child spirits are the ones who summoned us there, aren't you? No, that's not true. The hell do you mean by that? We're just the cogs that hold the closed spaces together. Yeah, I don't think they're the ones that bring you there. But you killed Suzumoto, didn't you? I would have yelled that. Wait! Huh? Let's hear her out. I mean, we have no reason not to. Otherwise, we're gonna die. Dot, dot, dot. I'm just glad I was able to get even the two of you back to safety. Why the hell are you so suddenly concerned about us? I heard about a situation like this from my sister once. A lost soul whose life was ended violently and abruptly, leaving her with a mountain of worries and regrets. It's kind of like stopping short of the edge of madness. With all sorts of thoughts and feelings swirling around in your head, your kindly nature and your sudden hatred and panic begin to spin around and around. You just start acting out without any sort of control. Your sister's some kind of medium or something? Yeah, something like that. Good to always have a sister who is a psychic. So what you're saying is that this little girl and the creepy little girl we met before are two sides of the same coin. I feel for you. I really do. So please bring the rest of them back. Mashita and miss you. Everyone else too. Bring them all back home. I don't think she can. Come on, you can do it, right? Because I feel like she would have already done it, you know. I don't think that's possible anymore. Why not? Those closed spaces have eaten a lot of innocent souls. Far too many, in fact. The grudges of those who died there have filled every last corner of them. There's no room left. And because the agony and pain has nowhere else to go, it's begun feeding on the minds of souls like us who are bound there. It won't be long before I turn back to a vengeful spirit who attacks people like you without mercy. ... So, we're going to lose you as an ally then. So why don't you just hurry up and bring them home right now? Isn't there any way for us to save Moshida and the others? There may be one way. This is that one chance, damn it. Doctor Strange this shit. No, okay. What is it? I think you already know. You have to return to the closed spaces. Find all 4 of us Heavenly Host serial kidnapping and murder victims. Don't go to the next one. Real quick. Find all 4 of us Heavenly Host serial kidnapping and murder victims. Sachiko involved, I guess. Alright. And put us all to rest. Then with the closed spaces won't have their cogs anymore, so they'll begin to fall apart. And you just might get your friends back. You expect us to go back? And this time, instead of just having one person led to appease, we have to go back to the drawing board and appease all 4 of you? Why couldn't you tell us the reason our previous efforts weren't good enough? That is what is there to hide. It's just something I don't want to remember, but if you really want to know, I'll tell you everything that happened. That's one of those like creepy moves. Did you see how fat, like it was one of those like you look off to this distance and then she's right in front of your face. Do you really wish to know? Yuki's spirit gently took hold of Ayumi's hand, and in an instant, their two beings seemed to merge together into a single mind. What's going on? Shinozaki! It hurts. She's gonna show her the situation from her eyes directly, right? And probably experience it sadly, which is, it's not gonna hurt her, obviously, but she's gonna feel the pain. Huh? What happened to me? Sorry, I'm drinking a monster. I need water, actually. Didn't I pass out? So why am I fully aware right now? I can't see a thing, and I can't move. It's like that feeling you get when you're really tired. Sleep paralysis, I think? Where? Yep, like I said, we're probably about to see this happen. Why can't I move? That's Sachiko, the boy probably, and the other girl. Sachiko Shinozaki, the little girl in the red dress. It's all about innocent. Yep, We know about this already. Strangely, however, I have been unable to locate any other records of Shinozaki's family. No matter where I look, the only information I can find about them comes from newspaper reports on FabvL's murders. Granted, when elementary school becomes the stage for a grisly incident such as this, perpetrated by none other than the principal's own son, it stands to reason that the scandal would serve as the primary focus for public interest, while all other details fading into the background. So of course, after learning that Sachiko was safe, further news of her whereabouts was largely ignored in favor of the media circus surrounding the school. But there's more to it than that. People weren't just uninterested in learning of Sachiko's history or whereabouts. There was simply no data to be had. So there's nothing on her at all. Oh, that's crazy. Oh god. I can't move my body because of sleep paralysis, I guess. But I can clearly see the room I'm in now. There's one boy, 2 girls in here, aside from myself. I recognize them. They're the children who were killed in Heavenly Host during the incident, but they're still alive. Unfortunately, they're all bound hand and foot and just sprawled out on the floor, and so am I. That's the real reason I can't move. Somebody please save me! And this is the one he took off the head of, right? I don't want to see this. No, stop! No, please, no! Eyes. Oh no. No, I can't see. Don't show me this. Now I'm blindfolded. I can't see a thing that's happening to me. And since my hands and feet are tied up, I can't remove the blindfold either. That just makes everything so much worse. I guess because I can't see, I begin to listen more intently. Yeah. Real quick, I'm gonna turn on my... No, you know what? No, I'm not turning on my light. Y'all want me to get scared because I'm playing a horror game. I know it, so we're gonna leave it on. Y'all happy? I'm trying to see so I can figure out where the fuck my monster is, by the way, and try not to spill it. The helpless cries of the other children echo off the walls of the cramped room. I'm so scared it feels like my head's going to explode. What are you doing to me? Why am I blindfolded? Untie me, cut the ropes. I want to be able to use my hands and feet. Please. Please. I kept begging and pleading, but all I heard in response was the man walking away from me. In order. Okay. In order? He's affecting us in order. The boy first, then the girl, then the girl, then the other girl. I've never heard screaming like this before. It's pure primal terror cutting through the air like a perfect sine wave. It's the boy at the end. Oh, it feels like he's been screaming for an eternity. I think he's been killed. Being killed right now. My god, what the hell is he doing to him? I think we already know. No one deserves this, though. Why isn't God allowing him to fall unconscious so he doesn't have to suffer? Actually, the crazy thing is that shock didn't, like, kick in here. Then again, I don't know much about shock. I feel like it would kick in. It all really depends on the person, but I feel like when you're young like this, the shock would make you unconscious. It's been at least a half an hour now. Those inhuman screamings of the young boy being ripped apart from the inside have finally come to a halt. Without even a single moment of silence, the first of the girls in line is the next to scream for her life, and the symphony goes on. Symphony, that's a way to describe it. No reason for me to do voice acting on this. That's just great. This is definitely what I want to hear. God, I can't take any more of this. I'm losing my mind. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it! If you have gotten this far and you somehow are faint of heart, I'm sorry. If it makes you feel better, you probably won't see anything here. The sounds are gonna get to you though. I'm sorry. I'll probably warn it on the video like I did with Summer Nightmare, because it is Fan of Heart. I feel like, in my opinion, they fuck with you in every way possible. It's still going on. Come on, just die already. What? Die already? God, what is wrong with me? You know what? I don't care. Just get it over with and leave me in peace. That's the girl who gets her head removed. I don't know if it's before or after, but ugh. Finally, after hearing it sound like a heavy object being dropped, the noises stopped, and the room grew quiet. A heavy object? Was that her head? Thump, thump, thump. Footsteps. Those footsteps are getting closer. All my hair is standing on the end at this point. And you're the next in order. Everything below my stomach feels like it's frozen, like I've suddenly been stricken with severe diarrhea. In order. God, why am I really relieved by the silence? The kid next to me just died, which means it's my turn now. Someone's got me by the hair. They're pulling my head up and taking off the blindfold, which means I get to see the face of my killer. You don't want to see. The four missing children were found in the basement room of Heavenly Hills Elementary School, unused and officially sealed since the building construction. When authorities entered, they greeted the inhumanely horrific sight. Based upon evidence at hand, the murder weapon was determined to be a pair of large sewing scissors found in the hands of the accused. Investigators suspect some hesitation on the man's part. However, as the deceased victim's wounds did not indicate that his full strength had been used, nonetheless, he had clearly acted with extreme malice intent. The official cause of death for the three murdered children has been listed as loss of blood following the removal of the tongue. But the actual state of affairs was not quite so clinical, nor even so pleasant if you can actually believe it. The following details have been expurgated from information previously unreleased to the public, or at least previously unreported by the news outlets. These details of the crime are based on the official police testimony of Sachiko Shinozaki herself. Evidently, the victims were bound, blindfolded, and spaced out on the floor, then killed one by one. One was repeatedly stabbed in the abdomen with the aforementioned pair of scissors, then had many of his internal organs, they didn't mention that, forcibly dug out. His discarded innards were found partially buried beneath the earthen floor of the basement room. Another was stabbed in the head dozens upon dozens times to such an extent that all flesh and bone above her jawline was essentially minced away. And now we get to live this one, with my blindfolded removed. The sight that appeared before me was more horrific than anything I could possibly have imagined. If you're faint of heart, prepare thyself. Shit, I'm not faint of heart. I love it. Like, I've grown up with Glor. I almost love it. But this scene is goddamn already fucking with me. The person staring back at me, brandishing a bloody soaked pair of sewing scissors, wasn't the large man from earlier at all. It was one of the children. It was a little girl. Her face dyed red with the blood of her victims. Sachiko Shinozaki. She was staring intently at me with soulless gray eyes, and then she just started giggling. Snip, snap, snip, snap. And he looks like he did it because he's the adult there. Framed. How did they all get in the situation, though? Like, kidnapped. She was opening and closing the bloodied scissors over and over again, and the sound kept echoing through the room. Then she took those dull, rusty, thoroughly blood-soaked blades. Don't show me the blades. And slowly brought them closer and closer to my eye. Left eye. Okay, game. Now, game. I have one restraint. Do not let me see these goddamn scissors going in my eye, alright? I'm okay with gore. Love it, right? But eyes. I hate it when people do shit with the eyes. That's just, that fucks with me. It's like my one, like, part of the body. It's like one of the parts of the body for me. I'm like, don't do that. How? Why? Why is it you? No, no, no! Okay, don't show me more. Thank you, game. The third victim was stabbed in the left eye an indeterminate number of times until her eyeball became some soup-like inconsistency. Alright, so we're not finding her eyeball, or most likely not. She was eventually just left like that, slowly bleeding to death in horrible agony. Strangely, it was only after these mutilations had already been inflicted that the killer went back and severed the victim's tongues. What? So that okay, so they died from other things. Damn. Ugh. Learning the truth about these proceedings is shocking even to me and makes it nearly impossible to accept the murderer as anything but a monster. And bearing witness to every moment of this was a 7-year-old girl named Sachiko. In many ways, she's the most pitiable and long-suffering of them all. Pitiable. But it was through her tearful, frightening testimony that Yoshikazu Yagnahari was officially charged. Now, going back to the hunt for information on this unfortunate girl's whereabouts, it was her words that ultimately led to Yoshiku's sentencing. Therefore, it comes to no real surprise that sensitive information pertaining to her and her family would be withheld, as to be expected. What's not expected, however, is that there's not even the slightest trace of this information left to find. It's as if they simply never existed. Therefore, I cannot help but consider alternate possible explanations, and I remind you, this is mere conjecture. But one question keeps nagging at the back of my mind. Was Yoshikazu Yagnahari really the murderer of the 3 victims? Is it possible the crime was not actually perpetrated by him at all? Because because of his awesome mental state, even though now of course we know the killer wasn't him. Sachiko, if you think about it from a manipulative sort of state point, or just a state point where you're trying to get away with something, he doesn't know he can't speak. It's hard for him to talk a lot. So blaming it on him would be very easy. Think about it. In his final days, Yoshikazu was incapable of communicating with others through speech, and despite his childlike reversion, he'd always been a personable and friendly man. As the saying goes, he wouldn't have hurt a fly. Although his relatives, friends, and neighbors confirmed as much, shocked to hear that such a kindly man could commit these unconscionable atrocities, he certainly had no motive for the crime either. There was nothing for him to gain from it. And that's one of those things where motive is a huge part when it comes down to murder, especially, or any crime really. Not even any crime, anything. Because motive is involved with just about any action that you do. So that's a big part of it. It's very rare that you see like a killing or something that doesn't have a motive behind it. Especially like this, especially when it's out of character. Then again, he may simply have lost his mind. Look at his father. It was around this same time that Principal Takamine Yagnahari suddenly began speaking in tongues and acting in most particular way. Not to mention scribbling incomprehensible one second. Gibberish all over his walls as if possessed. I need to drink water. He seemed frightened of someone and would often be found crouching in the corner of his office, moaning and thrashing when visitors came by. If he could wind up in such a beleaguered state with no warning, then perhaps so too could his son. I believe that we're looking at the curse far more powerful than anything man could devise. From the time it opened its doors to the day it closed them forever. Sachiko was always here. Haven't those elementary school's sealed basement room has existed as some form of cursed ground. And to find the underlying cause, we must go back beyond the infamous kidnapping and murder incident. Back a whole 20 years. I believe I may have found a clue that could shed some light on the situation. It may be a bit far-fetched as leads go, but it's a lead nonetheless. Regrettably, since Heavenly Host was not only closed down but demolished altogether and another school built in its place, it's no longer possible to investigate the basement room directly. But my protege has found what may be the next best thing. Something that could make the impossible possible once more. Preparations are being made to pursue this lead even now. Be sure not to miss the next installment and maybe the scoop of a lifetime. Q, Keep It Key, 2003-722. Thank you for your beautiful news report, my man. Now we know who the real killer was. Is this the end of Act? Yep. Continued in Chapter 5. Chapter 5, we'll get to see if our two characters who now know, well, at least one of them knows, the real story of... Now that we have a character, we have some characters that really know the true story of what happened, and we also know. Now we have the decision, do we want to go back? I don't know if they actually let you choose or not. If they do we wish to go back with these two characters actually? If we do, you know, we have the chance of losing them. Of course, if we don't go back, our friends are gonna hate us. I completely understand that. We're probably gonna go back. In my opinion, if we get a choice, we're going back. All right, we're saving people today. I feel like we can make it back out. If we did it once, we can do that shit again. It's gonna be hard, but we can do it again. Now that we know everything that we gotta do, it gets a little harder. But we have an idea for everything that needs to get done. And I feel like if we really want it, we can get it. So now we have the last chapter of the game. So this game will be finally coming to an end. It'll be probably next session I do. It'll probably be like a 2 to 3 hour long session. Slowly you guys will get all this out. I'm gonna try to probably push it a bit. Like I've been doing with like Rage and Soccer MMO. So sorry if you don't like Corpse Party like that. I'm really sorry, but I love this game and I want to get it out the way. Mainly because I really wanted to re-experience this game. It's been such a long time. It's one of my favorite horror games. Even though it's not like a huge like classic or anything. So I'm hoping that after this we can go to another game that you guys really do like. The game I have in mind is like Dread Out. We can go to Amnesia. We can go to one of those. We can even go to one that I have started but never finished, like Outlast. Finish it out. Bring some new stuff to the channel. You know, keep bringing in new stuff that you guys wish to watch instead of it just being constantly. Guys, guess what? Darksiders 3 is still going. Corpse Party's still going. You know, I have a lot of old series that have been going for such a long time. I want to bring them into the fray and have a lot of new stuff going on. So, hopefully you guys enjoy this video. If you guys did, click that like button. If you guys are new to that channel, click that subscribe button to meet me in another one of my videos. So if you guys wish to be notified when I upload, click that notification bell so you guys be notified in your email and on YouTube when I upload. Other than that, hopefully you'll have a great day, and I will catch you homies next LowTide.